And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do better. Touchback.
Let's go. Here we go. 180. Check. Solid. Great 15. 80 weapons.
Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Wentz. Hard throw, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Back deep, Golden Tate. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The stop was made by Jannard Avery.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
It's caught. Shepard. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the Eagles' 31-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Jones. The tight end, Rhett Ellison, with it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
70, Indy.
You're not ready. You're not ready. 49 to Mike.
Hey, exit.
Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come. Mike's 49.
Here's Jones on 3rd and 2. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
On the ready.
53. Check 53. Here we go, D.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet.
A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Eagles' 15-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
What we got? 49, guys. Mike, 49. Here we go.
Throwing Jones to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Back to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do. They don't want none.
So on 4th down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas.
A 32-yard attempt.
And Rosas puts this one through. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop.
Done. 40. You won't see me. 74.
Throwing his wins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Howard. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
From the 16, Wentz steps away to his left. He'll run it. And a loose football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Come on, baby.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 14-yard line.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, but some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And Ingram hauls it in. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Give him 30 yards there. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Looking to throw. Jones. He'll get that complete to Simonson, the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
At the 48-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Jim, 61, matchbox lights. Ready.
Here's Gallman, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set, 10 Lobo. X3, 218, chop, Bravo.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
49 to Mike. Watch 49.
In your face.
Mike, 49.
Big dribble.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That one caught by Ellison. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 36.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for the Giants.
Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Staying situation. Let's go.
Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Back to throw. Jones. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
He's checking.
14-82 points.
Wentz going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. And a throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Switch.
2nd and 11. That's caught by Penning. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. Jones now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jones completes it to Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Jones now, only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Gallman will run it. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. We'll have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones, and he finds Penny.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Jones now throwing on 4th down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check three.
Manning turns and gives this to Gallman. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll run with Barkley. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That good for 22 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that, because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Come on, set. 90 Wolf.
Let's go.
Yep.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Back to throw. Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. Now Gallman. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Well, it wasn't much of a gain, but we're getting near the 2-minute warning, so maybe they just want to get to that point, regroup, and decide what they want to do the rest of the half.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. It's caught by Coleman. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the kick by Rosas is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting a 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to...
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Check.
Sunday. Go.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Deshaun Jackson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Now Wentz going to lead the Eagles up to go for 2. Working from the gun, Wentz. Forced out to his left. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we start. Jones hit and the ball's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
On the delay, it's Howard. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. At the 13-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Wentz escaping the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick, there on the coverage.
This close to the goal line, you got to be very careful when the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Wentz. Steps away toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't. Get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Now Jake Elliott, earlier in his career, he beat these Giants with a 61-yarder. The kick by Elliott is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Jannard Avery, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Wentz now to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Running with Howard. Space to run past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Howard hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Let's go. Do it. At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. You can throw it about some confidence.
See what happens. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
All day, every day.
2nd and 2. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? He's having to run with a running back or a tight end. In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Switch gears.
80 weapons.
They go with Howard again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. They'll run here with Clement, and he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. Got what he needed for the 1st down with a gain of 2.
Here we go.
Empty.
So that'll back him up 5.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get set. Let's go.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it.
Alshon Jeffrey, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 42. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football. Now 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is, and this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we got a backup who's warmed up and has come into the game, so you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point.
Set.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that...
And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 42. Unable to corral him. He fights through. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidence...
Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defense coordinator says, we're going to call this...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Elliott good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Third down and 11.
Ready, break.
49, guys. Mike, 49. Let's go, D.
This is Barkley. And And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
Let's go,
At their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Again, it's Howard. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A good run by Jordan Howard, and now another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it, and they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 49. 49's the mic. 49's the mic. Double dog. That's the way. Let's go.
Jones going to throw again. Being chased out left. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Joker. Mike's 49.
Here's Jones operating from the gun. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 49. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. This is Howard on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
The Eagles indeed snap it. Wentz. They'll roll him out right. And this is going to be incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The toss out to Barkley. Powers through. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Jones. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Wentz now on 1st down. Flush to his right. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as a gain of 33, and that play started back at their own 33. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They run with Howard. Grant Haley in on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. This is Gallman. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Protein spill.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off right around the 43. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different...
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Fletcher Cox, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Check 52. Whip. Watch the whip.
Here's Allen. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
It looks like they caught him off guard on second and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for them. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on third down.
Switch. Check safety.
On third down, Barkley.
You ain't doing nothing today.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. And his carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And this will be taken at the 13. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They'll try and run here with Clement. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. On first down, they go with Clement again. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or two if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game. And that has to drive a coach crazy.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Throwing is Wentz. And it is incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Giants are going to get the football back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
From the gun, Jones. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Manning. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Clement. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Wentz leaves with Clement on the draw. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Scott. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They go again with Scott. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. He may try and run for this. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 13-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Wentz to throw. Going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Wentz to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it's 3rd and short. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Wentz. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Julian Love picks it. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really. Yeah,
I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Eagles, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.